Hi guys, welcome to Dave's Vegan Kitchen. Today we're going to try a little something different. We got a little inspiration from the Facebook feed. Some vegan cheese recipes came across and I thought we'd like to give it a try. This particular vegan cheese recipe calls for a little coconut oil, a little flour, some nooch. We're down to the last bit of nooch, but this is just for flavoring. So it's not the only ingredient, so hopefully we can make enough of it. Some spices, and you've got a little bit of nuts as an option. So with these basic ingredients, we're going to have a go here and see if we can make this vegan cheese. Okay guys, we're going to get in here a little bit closer on the action, just so you can see my cooktop here. We're going to just turn that on, and real quick we're going to get something in that pan, because nothing is worse than a hot pan with nothing in it. And we got this, I thought I was out of coconut oil, but I looked in the back of the pantry and look at this massive coconut oil container. And how to get that coconut oil out of there? Well, I've got a ladle here, a plastic ladle. So how much to use? I don't know, quite a bit I guess. Now, coconut oil, I can't remember if it has a high smoke point or a low smoke point, but we're going to find out here in a little bit. So for sure we don't want to overheat it to the point of burning it and making it nasty. So we might even just turn ourselves down to like a medium heat here. So the next ingredients are going to be the spices. And what did they say? Little cayenne pepper, a little salt and pepper, some garlic. I've got some veggie broth powder here, which might be a nice flavor. And let's see, I've got a bunch of other spices here. Okay, who wants to be in there? So a little pepper, cinnamon. You can stay out today. Pepper is coarse ground. I probably want a little fine pepper. Turmeric, no, you're out. Oh, curry powder was another recommendation. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to put in it. Obviously, you don't want too much salt. Oh, this is the fine pepper. So coarse pepper, you're out. A little salt's going to be back in there. What we don't have is garlic. So I've got all kinds of garlic around here, so let's have a look for that. Cumin. Ooh, white pepper, that looks nice. Mustard seed, no. Garlic. I might have to put a bit of real garlic in there. That'll be fine. Okay, so I've got this heating up over here. It's not very hot at all. And a little curry powder. I go through a ton of this stuff. Not too much on the curry powder usually. Okay, smoky flavors. Little, I don't know. Chicken flavored cheese, is that a thing? Chicken broth, you're being left out. Okay, cayenne pepper. It is a mistake to use too much cayenne pepper. So we're going to be real sparing on this. Well, how come you're so flaky? Okay. There's investigation. Okay. Well, this is going to be a nice throw out because my cayenne pepper here has a bunch of insects living in it. And I think that they're insects. And I'm going to get my magnifying glass and find out. Hold please. Okay, here we are again. I'm going to turn my heat off while I do this inspection. So I have discovered a little something here. which can happen in the kitchen. And that is, oh gosh, here he is. Here's my little buddy here, crawling around on the edge of the spice jar. Is he moving there? Oh, poor little guy. All right, I'm not going to be using that spice. So this is the point in the recipe where you chuck it out. Well, that's a bit cruel to throw them in the hot oil, isn't it? So what I usually do with the weevils when I find them is I kind of put them in the trash and put the trash outside straight away. And they can take their chances down at the trash dump. You know, but they've been living their entire life cycle in this jar. So one got in at some point. Okay, sorry guy. Alright, I had to eliminate that poor little guy. So it's kind of sad that these little guys have been out there living their whole life cycles in this jar and not knowing any better. So what I'm going to do is just cut that for now. I'm going to put him in the trash and I'm going to do a little wildlife intervention there. Because it's not their fault that they ended up in my kitchen in my spice jar. Okay, so I'm going to uncap that, throw them in my trash, take them out, and wish them a bon voyage. Okay, back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. Just took our little friends to the trash can to continue their journey. And so I have to dispose of this. I mean, there's nothing wrong, I could eat those, but I'm not going to, so I'm going to just toss those out. Okay, so this is oil. You don't want to put that down your drain. So I'm going to try and contain my oil here. Just get some paper towel, but you know, newspaper will do it. This old oatmeal, cardboard oatmeal container. Alright, that wasn't too hot. Okay, so it's going to soak up there. Toss a lid on that. And then that will go in the trash can. Such is life. Alright, I'm going to give this a rinse out now. So who knew? Little Indian spice-loving weevils. Okay, so that's so much for the cayenne pepper. These guys must have had a high tolerance for that sort of thing. I'm assuming there's no more little bugs running around here. If there are, they'll probably just run away. Okay, so let's start that again. Where were we? Coconut oil. Something about 4 scoops of that. That's quite a bit. But you know, I like to make a quantity. And then we're going to be adding the other ingredients too, so plug it in there. Okay. So we started off pretty well with a little bit of curry there. I love curry, so even if it tastes too much like curry, it'll be fine. Now we're going to do the bug check first. Paprika. I like paprika. It's so smoky smelling, and yeah, maybe I didn't want cayenne pepper in there anyway. I usually overdo it with the cayenne pepper and it's a little hard to take. Overdose on it. A little pepper. And you know how it is with spices. You know, some of these could be 10 years old. There's some spices we use a lot and we just pound through it. We get, you know, we buy in bulk. Oh, we gotta put that heat back on again. We're gonna go to 6. Little salt, you know, and salt's always a good thing to cut out, but cheese is known for salt, so you don't want to have no salt in there. Salt happens, but if it's of all the spices that you should have less of, that's probably the one. Okay, so we're going to heat things up there. We do not have a whisk in this kitchen, So I'm just going to be using my little spatula here. I've got a wooden one, but I'm going to use my trusty plastic one that I use for everything. Let's kind of see how this is going here. We said we'd put garlic, didn't we? So, I'm sure we have a bunch of garlic everywhere. But I don't think there's anything wrong with using actual garlic, is there? Boom. Let's do that. Alright, so this is starting to move, starting to get a little action going there. Ooh, garlic, yummy. So this is fresh garlic. I know I can't use fresh garlic. How much is too much? Garlic cheese, those things, flavors go together. And what am I meant to do with these almonds? Probably got to powderize those, pulverize those to really small amounts. Okay, this is going to be too hot real quickly here. This garlic will brown off real quick if we make it too hot, too brown too quick. It's got little chunks, right? So it's not going to dissolve and integrate as well as, say, a powder might. Okay, so this is kind of our oily base. The next thing, we're going to be getting a little bit of all-purpose flour in here. And we'll need a spoon or something. Stick with it. We'll be making quite a bit of this. And then my recipe didn't really tell me any quantities of the ingredients. So this is all just guesswork. Okay, gotta declump this. Clumps of flour. Okay, just kind of mixing it around, declumping. Oh, my heat was way down here. Let's go back to medium. Right, why don't I just zoom in the camera for you here? 1 second. Okay, here we are zoomed in on the camera. Oh, and I'm starting to get a little take up of that oil, that flour. So it's oil and flour right now, and spices. Coconut oil, all-purpose flour, spices. And we're going to be adding some water here too at some point. Well, I'm glad I put that much oil in, because if this turns out any good, we're going to want a lot of cheese, especially if my wife wants to have any when she gets home. Hopefully I haven't eaten it all by then, because that's a danger. Okay, it's just light bubbling up. I'm really going to town here with the flour. Oh, I'm just going down even a little more. I'm going down to maybe 4, 3.5. And I've got a little slow bubbling action happening here. Okay, nothing seems to be burning. Good. Oh yeah, clumping up. So now we're really getting some texture, some clumpiness. All right, now moisture content, we don't know how it's going to be until we kind of put that nooch in. So nooch is a flavoring. Well, hang on now. It's really getting moving. And then at that, might even have some passengers in there in my nooch. What are you guys doing in there? Okay, we might have some passengers down there, and that calls for some sifting of the flour. And I could just eat those little guys, but again, why eat them if you don't have to? Okay. I'm going to put you on slow. Sorry guys, I don't have any more nooch. I'm not going to throw it out. So I'm just going to sift out these little living friends. And I'm not worried about me getting sick from them, because everything you get from the garden has animals in it of some description. I mean, a little flower weevil is not as bad as a snail or a slug. Like those guys, you got to watch out for those guys. Look at that. These guys are just going for a little ride. And again, they've been locked up in that nooch jar since the last time I opened it. I don't know, unless they were all clever about getting around the edges. There's a couple in there as well. Last chance to survive. Who knows how they find their way in. But they've been living with us for probably 100,000 years, 1,000,000 years. I think we're going to be okay. So this little bit of leftover nooch flakes, I'm just going to toss that outside. Literally in the garden. Back in a minute. Okay. So now we have our sifted nooch. Bug free. Although I am kind of looking for bugs. Don't see any. Oh, okay, this is quite a bit I put in. I've got plenty of the other ingredients if I need to rebalance this. I can put more cocoa oil, but I am going to put water in. And I can add more flour as well. So that is not quite equal parts of nooch and flour. See, now we're getting kind of clumpy. And this is like one texture that people will use this cheese at. But I'm going to go for something a little more moist. I'm going to try some liquid H2O at this stage. Water fixes a lot of cooking mistakes and problems. Water can always be added in to any recipe, and it can be boiled off. It's nice to have some good water on hand. Oh no, so we have stickiness. So we're kind of going for a little stickiness here too. And I think we're even going to need more water, so round 2 on the water. Oh, my heat's off. Bring the heat back. Get that water up to temperature. And we are pretty sticky here. Look at that. I mean, that's sticking all over that spatula. So we might be close to a finishing texture. Now the idea is, once you've finished the heating part, oh, we got a little bit of splash out there. We're intending to let it cool down and see where that leaves us. At some point we've got to taste it. So let's taste a little bit, make sure not to burn our mouths. Okay, it's a little taste. Lovely, wonderful, awesome, perfect. It tastes nice and cheesy. And the only question is how much to eat now and how much to save for later to eat when my wife comes home. Okay, here you have it, guys. That's an easy cheese recipe using organic flour, coconut oil in this case, a little bit of organic garlic. We never used our almonds this time. Next time recipe. Our nooch, curry powder, and a little paprika, salt and pepper. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the recipe and see you next time. Aloha.